Good evening, everybody. Sorry for keeping you waiting a couple of minutes. We had baby Fran situations this evening, so poor Mr. Fran is eating his dinner in with the baby, trying to get her to go to sleep. She just, parenting stuff. So good evening, lovely to have you along with me. Hello to Reuven and Evil and Selkie and Lurkers and anyone that's watching elsewhere. Thank you for joining me. You're semi-lurking this evening, movie night. Oh, Selkie, what movie are you watching? So last time we had a bit of stream disaster. Twitch was not working, and so the stream didn't work, and so it was all a bit of a nightmare. So I apologise about that, but hopefully we should be back to normal today. Oh, she says, trying to sort it. You're forcing your pet French man to watch Pitch Perfect 2. Pitch Perfect movies are great. I mean, the first one is my favourite.
Hello, IT. Have you tried turning it off and on again?
But yeah, no, good movie choice. Good movie choice. So I went to the cinema with Bestie Fran the other day. We watched The Devil Wears Prada 2. If you are a fan of the first one, can I just say it is absolutely worth a watch. I really enjoyed it. There were some nice little nods to the first movies, great fashion, great acting, it was just good. So yeah, if you fancy a good cinema trip out, nothing too heavy, then absolutely I highly recommend Devil Wears Prada 2. Fran's film recommendation for this evening. And it's always good to have a girl date with your bestie as well. So if you haven't done that for a while, I absolutely think that would be a good thing to do. So how is everyone else? Hello, Maybelle. Evil, you're going to start post-quest Dawn Trail. Okay, nice. I am going to carry on with my raidy things. So cheers everybody. I am on the Tango this evening. Oh, which has gone see-through for some reason. That's interesting. Whee! It is actually orange in there. I do love an orangey flavoured drink. So obviously you've got Tango orange, you've got Fanta orange, and then my favourite of the orange fizzy drinks is Orangina. Do you guys get Orangina where you are? It's got actual bits of orange in it. It's nice. I like it anyway. I suppose it's one of those things where do you like smooth orange juice? Do you like orange juice with bits in? Yeah, Orangina is awesome. And you shake it and all the bits move. It makes me happy. But I haven't got that, I've got Tango. Other orange type drinks are available. What's everyone's favourite fizzy? I like a lilt. The totally tropical taste. Yeah, I do like a lilt. It makes me feel like I'm on the beach sunning myself somewhere. And I like the fact that you get all kinds of different flavours as well. So you can get a rhubarb and custard fizz. I've got a rhubarb and custard fizz from somewhere. And I remember one time I got this lemonade that you're supposed to have with gin that had a cucumber flavour to it, and I've not been able to find it since. It was really refreshing. I really liked it. Mr. Fran didn't look at the label right. He just assumed that it was normal lemonade. Put some in a glass, and he was like, "What is this?" So the moral of the story is read the lemonade label. But yeah, if you know where I can get my lemonade with cucumber again, because it was really refreshing and I liked it, please do let me know. Oh dear. So last time, as I say, it all went a bit skew-iff, but we started a raid series that I can't pronounce the name of, Asathal III. Anyway, he stored his treasure somewhere under the sea. We're going to find it. In a nutshell. Since we missed so much time last week, I'm just going to get cracking. Look, I didn't even log out properly or anything. Okay. Let me go to gameplay. This is obnoxiously loud in my ear. Let me just... no, it's not obnoxiously loud there. It must be obnoxiously loud on here. Okay, I'll turn the music down. Configuration. No. Obviously not. Do not change anything on OBS. Okay. Strongly advised not to do that. I won't do that. I know it's here somewhere. Mute list. No, I don't like this social. So it must be under this one. Oh, I don't know. Okay, I'll just survive with it being loud. It's totally fine. I don't know. Like I said, I think if it was going to be anywhere, it would be in this system configuration, maybe. Sound. There you go. That looks like it must be. Volume settings. Let me just turn that down. That's better. Very slightly. Okay, I can hear myself think now. Right. Off we go. Let's talk to Ishtola. So, they managed not... Oh, yeah. Okay. That will change the balances. Put it back. I need to be able to hear my brain. Can anyone... Does that change the balance? I'll put it back in a minute. Okay, so... We got to... Sorry, I completely... And I've managed to move the green screen. I have skills. Hang on a minute. This is a highly polished, you know, professional stream you're watching. There you go, I fixed it. I mean, I'm so sorry that I knocked it. Anyway, it's sorted now. Oh dear. Poor Mr. Fran. The things he has to put on with. So, last time we found out the treasure that was being hid was actually a fissure into the void, and we found out a really sad story. If you haven't got this far yet, don't look. So, it turns out that Vitra's older sister, went through the void to basically protect him and their world, and he hasn't been able to go through the void to rescue her, and it's been 5,000 years, so he thinks it's too late because she will have, you know, gone a bit bonkers in there. That's not the technical term, but I'm going to go with it. And become a evil void person herself. So... The news to us was that they'd managed to contain and expand the fissure so that Vitra, as a human, could go in and out of it, but he couldn't go in for too long because otherwise he will also just turn into a void person. In a nutshell. Okay, so Ishtola goes on to say, so, they managed not only to expand the fissure but also manipulate it as one might a gate. Astonishing. Is there any chance I could learn more of how this feat was accomplished? Varshan. That's him. I will tell you what I can. First, however, I must return to the High Crucible and arrange to replace the guardians you so handily destroyed. It will not do to leave the gate undefended. Ah, my apologies. We were a touch, perhaps, zealous in our rush to uncover the vault's secrets. If the constructs will be repaired, we'll be happy to offer our assistance. That will not be necessary. Much as I retain spare vessels for myself, we keep duplicate guardians on hand for such eventualities. In any case, we should return to Razatan. Right, I have to put my settings back, because apparently I'm not allowed to change my volume settings because it changes the balances. I think it was there. Right, okay. Is that better now? Is that okay, sound-wise? Let us head to the High Crucible. That rides at hand. I can't even remember where I am. I think I'm under the sea somewhere. Under the sea. Let's go. I can adjust the laptop volume, just not the apps. You see, you think that I'm in control of what's going on. I have no control. See who I get bossed about. Don't touch this, touch that. You're not allowed to do this. See? See? Right, I'm gonna go over there. Oh dear. So, how is anyone? Oh, what is going on? How was everyone else's day anyway? What did you guys get up to today? Anything exciting to report? Oh, hang on, I feel like we need to change our menu. We had the monkey last week. The monkey was bad luck. because the stream crashed, and we don't want that now, do we? Today we shall have... Oh, great. Why is it so great? Not that one. Oh yeah, let's have this one. Mini sheep. Minion. I love the fact that the sheep is called Minion, basically. Minion. Right. Why was your date so great? Day so great, Evil? I'm very pleased it was, but why? Right, here we go. I sleep 1 hour and the end of dawn train. You need to sleep a bit more than 1 hour, mate. Honestly. What have we spoken to you about this before? Have you drunken anything other than coffee today? No, there's my crew. I had a very productive day today. Right, what's Vashon got to say? Vashon, who is Vitra. Never too much. Never enough. Never, never. Never too much when it comes to coffee. Never enough. I promise we will discuss the Void Gate further, but first I must attend to the matter of the Vault's Sentinels. As your instruments have no doubt informed you, the Capiculu has been reduced to so much as scrap. Please bring a new one out of storage and see that it is conveyed to its post along with some few lesser constructs. Was it two robbers, fiends born of the Tower Zot by the sisters? Do not tell me a blasphemy yet roams free. Sorry about that. It might have gone. Oops. My bad. Awkward. He's like, for God's sake, you lot. Why such guilty faces? Surely it isn't you who is responsible for the... Oh. Yes, it was. Well, the details aren't important. I shall see it done immediately. He likes his jewellery, doesn't he? He likes a bit of bling. And with that, the vault will soon be secure once more. Now, I believe you had questions. Quite a few in fact, but I'd like to start with the gate itself. It is still functional, yes? Indeed, which is why I saw it sealed with an alchemy forged lock and warded it with my magics. Such power must not fall into the wrong hands. In truth, the primary reason for the vault's construction was to keep the gate hidden from the outside world. So much effort for such a little door. Ah, but sometimes the best things come in little packages, Estelle. That little door you speak of leads to an abyss teeming with unspeakable horrors. I mean, it's a bit like a high street on a Saturday morning. Oh dear. That said, in its current state it would only admit the lowliest of void scent, and from this side no man would be able to pass through. Hey, Kingdom Link! Oh man, I should think Alphino would fit, given a firm enough push. Physical size is only one consideration. The true restriction hinges upon the etheric density of the soul in transit. Of course it does. How are you, Kingdom Link? Are you well? We missed you last week. Although you popped on at the end and then the stream crashed, so it was all a bit of a disaster. And yet you succeeded in expanding this diminutive portal and sending your simulacrum to the 13th. Thanks to my brilliant alchemists, I should have destroyed the anomaly when I found it, but instead I bade them devise a means to control it. Some things are not meant to be controlled. They cannot be controlled. After much experimentation, they accomplished the impossible. A method was conceived by which my magics could manipulate the fissure and transform it into a serviceable gate. But the process has long since been forgotten. Once I had given up searching for Azdaja, There was no need to preserve such hysteric and dangerous knowledge. Thank you for my luck. Thus has the gate lain dormant for years uncounted. Our own passage to the 13th was made relatively simple thanks to the Crystal Tower. An ancient mechanism channeled the tower's vast stores of energy to open a void gate, one bound to a covenant made with the Cloud of Darkness. Once that sovereign entity was beaten back, however, the covenant was broken, and the doorway severed from its connection to the void. Thank goodness. Theoretically, it should be possible to reconnect the gate by forging a new pact with another void sent, but such deals usually end in, betrayal and death. Always a problem. I always find that when I'm, having a conversation with a void sent or a demon, they just don't stick to their word, and there's always a loophole. You're so tricksy. In any case, we should attempt to gain an understanding of the Bounty Gate. Perhaps you could resume the search for your sister. As I have already explained, I put those futile hopes to rest centuries ago. My place and my duty is here now. I had meant to ask, what prompted you to search for the vault in the first place? I meant sulk. To see if the legends were true. It was all Estinian's idea. Blinking Estinian, honestly. Ah, yes, you have seen it. The fabulous wealth from the stories is quite real, if not its rumoured origin. But I am afraid I must assert a prior claim. I've been adding to that troll for years, little by little, but the time has come to spend it, that I might alleviate my people's suffering. Then we are of one mind. We had no intention of taking it for ourselves. Isn't that right, my friend? Naturally. You can't be trusted with money anyway. Your Excellency, would you object if I were to conduct a closer examination of the gate? I will make no attempt to open it, of course. I owe you all and yours a debt that can never be repaid. Whatever boon you ask of me, you shall have it. Awesome. You are most gracious. I shall take full advantage of your permission. Would that I could join thee in thy study, but the Lockerates will be anxious to receive my report. I beg my leave of you. And I must be off to Charlene as well. Mistress Cryle was eager to speak with you about that request, so please come back to the annex as soon as you are able. Farewell for now. Charlene. We can discuss my findings once I return. You'll not be rid of me so easily. I can now undertake Chronicles of a New Era quest series, Myths of the Realm. Speak with a fresh-faced student at Baldassian Annex to accept the first quest. I take it I want to do that, do I? Well, I need to go there in a bit to speak to Richard Lane. Creel. The difficult part in this will be deciding how best to put these riches to use. Will you lend me your assistance in these deliberations? Of course. Thank you, Diawara. Diawara and I are in this together. I will follow her example. There's a Pokemon if anyone wants it. A Shroodle. Sounds like a poodle crossed with a Schnitzer. Or Schnauzer maybe. I don't know. I just, you know how I feel about these bred dogs that are given a name. Meanwhile, elsewhere, they're mongrels, people. Which is a good thing, because overbred, like, premier breeds suffer with all kinds of health problems. I have witted on about this before, and I will witter on about it again. No, this looks bad. It's that blinking Xenos again. I think it is. Okay. Once we've got symbols and the light up, this looks bad. It's usually bad. He's got some serious shoulder pads. 80s eat the heart out. He's more coat flingy than Thandril. This looks very, very like a summoning thing. Throne of Earth. I sensed the breaching of a gate, but it was not instigated from this side. It was thrown open from the other. Throne of Earth. Okay, so we've got fire. I too felt it a rare occurrence, yes. But such a tiny portal is beneath our notice. There are more pressing matters at hand. An opportunity is upon us, the coming of which we have waited for nigh on 10,000 years. We dare not let it slip our grasp. This is bad, obviously. Throne of Wind. Yet we must not underestimate she who bested the cloud of darkness, even restrained by a covenant. The cloud was no feeble wisp to be dispersed by some flesh and blood mortal. Bah! Let her come. I will drown the world and watch this fleshling grasp for breath in her final moments. Okay, well that's escalated quickly. Why does everyone always want to kill me? It seems very excessive. I'm very nice. Your zeal is admirable, but forget not our cause. Think back on our struggles beneath this sunless sky. Remember why we cede not our will to fight. 'Tis time we set the war in motion and win redemption for our star. Okay, not Xenos then. Very dramatic dude. Why is someone always wanting to take over the world and cause mayhem? Why can't everyone just be happy? Why can't they just be nice to each other? Why do they always have to be so greedy? Just be content with what you've got, honestly. So Roshan wishes to discuss the distribution of the treasure. I'm gonna go with pancakes, that's good. Decides to. Shall we begin? If we are to spend the treasure wisely, then we must first determine which groups would benefit most from monetary assistance. Some of my citizens may find it intimidating to speak with the satrap directly, so that I would ask that you act in my stead. Tiwara, you are to visit Akaili and Yedilmad. Speak with Matsya and his people and listen to their grievances. Estinian, I do bid you do the same at Palaka's stand. I will be conducting my own inquiries at the Giant School grounds. Once you believe you have ascertained the needs of the populace, we can reconvene at Meghuduta. I've forgotten everybody's accent. And I could. So normally I watched my last stream back. But obviously I couldn't because, you know, Twitch was being a pain in the butt. So I'm going to go to. I'm guessing this is going to be Matsya. Oh, hang on, let's not run. We'll be here forever. I love my bird. Go, birdie, go. Do, 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 do. Dodge the giant tortoise thing. Through the trees to these little houses. There is Maxie. Right, we did the boat thing. Oh, Diawara, I was so glad. Why have I suddenly become Welsh? Look at the Queen, Indian. I was so glad to see you had returned unharmed. For some reason, Matsia is a bit Welsh today. You are finished with the boat, then? Yes, indeed. Anything that village desperately needs? Well, I suppose Kalzal's loss hit us the hardest. I've been trying to find buyers for my fish, but although I sell a few here and there, it's been so much more difficult than it was before. Everyone's still struggling to rebuild their lives. For now, we're just banding together as best we can. Okay. I'll tell you, chain. I'm just going to use the Aether doobies. Just going to use the Aether doobies. Oh. So how are you getting on with Dawn Trail, Evil? Are you enjoying it? Is it all going well? I think you've already done it once, haven't you? Greetings and welcomes, traveller. If this is your first visit to Thavnair, then you must try my special Amara Lassie. Its refreshing zest cannot be beat. What could such a wonder cost, you wonder? Normally, I'd part with 3 bottles for the generous price of 19,800 gil, but for you, I am willing to go as low as even 10,000. You'd be practically stealing from me. Not Justinian. Still not telling the prophet, eh? Only bad thing is that you remember the you don't remember the quest. You did it twice. This was the 3rd time. Oh dear. Well, that's alright, because I don't remember stuff either. Even when I've done it last week. Times are harsh, my friend. The world may no longer be on fire, but yet we are still sifting through the ashes, so to speak. Sister spare, we might as well have that ugly tower back for the scant few travellers we see these days. You remember them too well. I myself barely have the coin to buy at local prices, I tell you. If I didn't charge the odd adventurer a small fortune for afternoon tea, I'd be scavenging for scraps in the street. One memory is actually really bad. Which is very annoying. That's why I spend my time mostly being dazed and confused, I reckon. How are the pups just getting on? And Mrs. Evil. How fares the port? Well, it's in shambles, isn't it? Tired. Everyone's tired. The trade routes are open once more now that the danger has passed, certainly. But no small number of merchants have had to sell their ships to make ends meet in the short term. And to that, the sailors we lost in the final days, and it's little wonder the flow of exports is no more than a pitiful trickle. One dog has flu. Your doggies have always got something going on, bless them. If Calzow and his consortium were still with us, I'm sure he'd have found a way to turn our fortunes around. Now that was a man who got things done, God's rest his soul. The other one's eating something metal. For God's sake! What are you going to do with him? I need to go to Megatra to see Vashan. So the cats had to have their worm the other day, so they have their flea, and then a week later have to have their worm, and then that's it for 3 months. And they hate it, and they always know something's up, and they're like, I don't trust you. You are doing something. The doors are closed. You've closed the cat flap. You've got that thing out. I can tell something is going on. Hang on a minute. I forgot to do this. They always know. Metal went in one side but came back out the other. Thanks for that. That was an image I didn't need. The only problem is, of course, they can get all scratched up and stuff inside. You have to be careful with metal. Let's go find Valjean. Jean Valjean. Both was 2 days sick. Oh dear, are they feeling a bit better now? Ah, my advisor's return. I've just made it back myself. Why do you retain this vessel now that your true form is known? You could have flown across the island in a fraction of the time. Be that as it may, the sight of a massive creature descending from the sky can be startling to say the least, and there are few places I can enter comfortably without risk of flattening some cart or stall. Very considerate. Fair enough. As for my inquiries, the people of Palakistan were unanimous in their replies. They are surviving. Resources were stretched to the limit when refugees were pouring in, but they persevered with some assistance from Yelimad. From what I understand, they have always been an independent community, hunters and foragers and the like, and I was assured that the jungle provides for their needs, for the most part. Palakistan has weathered the disaster better than most, it seems. I myself heard good news and bad. The quarrymen were cautiously optimistic, having just sold a full wagon of giant's gold to a foreign trader. But such visitors are few and far between. Compared to our best years, the weight of stone leaving Thavner has been light indeed. Our nation is small and isolated, its prosperity dependent on a steady stream of exports. We must identify any obstacles to the flow of trade, so we may begin working to remove them. Tell me, what did you learn in Akayeli and Yelimad? I can't say this one. They need boats. Hey, Game Boy 2222, how you doing? I see. Without a dedicated buyer, the average fisherman must struggle to offload his daily catch, which is why I believe we should first address the lack of ship and shortage of able-bodied sailors in Yedlimed. How are you doing today? What have you been up to? Everything good? I am reminded of a child I spied as I made my way back to the palace. His father lost at sea when the beast sunk their vessel. So many variations of the same tragic tale repeated over and over. So many lives lost. Enough grief to drown in if we let ourselves be overcome. But we will not. Tiwara Estinian, I will consider the perspectives you've brought me and devise a plan to help my people confront this adversity. Come, I would like you to be in attendance while I announce this proposal to my assembled functionaries. Ooh, it's gone a bit chilly again, guys. You know what? We've had like beautiful sunshine for a couple of weeks. And then the temperature has dropped massively, and now I'm freezing.
I thank you for your attendance. The riches the Radiant Host have retrieved were hoarded in Al-Zadar's name. A fortune I set aside for a future day of need. And lo, that day hath come. Made aid our wounded city in reclaiming its vibrancy and vigor. In better times, I would leave such a task to our capable Ahawan. God's rest his soul.
But we've lost Ahawan.
Finding myself bereft of his counsel in the here and now, I will assume the responsibilities of mine office directly. Firstly, the treasure shall be sold for more convenient currency. Thence, invested into the trading port of Yedliman. Our merchants must have their operations restored, their ships rebuilt. Commerce must flow once more. None were spared the tragedy of the final days. Of this, I am well aware. But an absence was created by the loss of Kalazar's consortium. And by filling it, we provide new means for our fishermen, our artisans, and others to bring their wares to distant markets.
And what of the children who were left without family to care for them?
Good question, Estinian.
That is a concern which weigheth heavily upon my mind. The simple gift of coin will soon be exhausted, leaving these young souls adrift on the fringes of our society. Nay, a proper solution is needed, one which doth guarantee their welfare for years to come.
Like the little boy that we obviously just remembered, who's been acting as a patsy for one of the dodgy trader people.
Thou hast surely seen how other nations rise to meet this challenge, adventurer. What dost thou deem the wisest course?
Taxes, levy them on trade profits in exchange for your investment. Takes a village. Taxes, levy them on trade profits in exchange for your investment. But you need more than just money. That's what it's just saying.
Of course, we must all look out for one another. Let us put this idea into practice.
He's going to do the taxes anyway.
Requiring all who receive of Al-Zadar's treasure to commit a portion of their future earnings towards the running of an orphanage.
I read a story once about this guy who was buying something, and as part of the payment it said, you know, this company donates money to fund food for starving children or something, and this guy was livid. He was livid that part of his payment would be put towards helping starving children, and demanded it back. You know, how much of a really unpleasant git do you have to be to complain that your money is going to help starving children? Like, what is actually wrong with people? You know? Especially because the company were doing it out of the stuff they already charge for people anyway. People are weird.
Now, Such an influential policy is deserving of a worthy name.
I'm not good with names. Something with Kalzal seems most appropriate. Why not honour one of your successful merchants? Well, Kalzal seems to have done lots of good, so we'll honour him.
A fitting candidate. Kalzal should be remembered, not as the blasphemy which terrorized Thavne, but as a hard-working and generous man who brought much wealth to our shores.
Indeed. Let's go with that.
Do any among you object to this proposition? Many here lost loved ones to the beasts.
That's hardly his fault though, was it?
In that time of strife, any one of us could have broken. Any one of us may have been taken by despair. When I think of Kalzal, I feel no hatred. Only a stinging regret that we could not save him as well.
Oh, see, you're a good dude, Nadine.
Isn't that right, men?
And women. People. Folks. Dudes.
This bodes well for that boy. Narad, was it? Perhaps he can cut ties with that shady peddler.
There you go, Stinian. See, we did good work. Good job.
Then let it be done. Henceforth, this initiative shall be known as the Kalzal Foundation.
Good job, team.
Nabdeen, thou art to assemble a patrol and ensure that no child in this city liveth in squalor.
And is fed, preferably. And has some care. I feel like we should have more of that.
Clerks, see to the management of our funds and make haste. Our citizens must not suffer a day more than is necessary.
I mean, obviously we're lucky enough to live in a country where we have got safety nets for children, but so often those services are so under-resourced and stretched that stuff still gets missed, you know?
Dragon and man, side by side in pursuit of a brighter morrow. Reminded of Ishgard.
Which is good, because we did good work there. Cool. Good job, team. Protecting citizens, looking after children, good use of the funding rather than it being hoarded. More of them, please. Okay, let's speak to this veteran Radiant. He wishes to share his gratitude. Ah, you're welcome. Not at all. Thank you for putting forth Kalzal's name. Those whose lives he enriched will take comfort in seeing his legacy honoured. You will forgive me for not speaking sooner, but I bear a message from Archon Ishtola. She asks that you meet her at the High Crucible at your earliest convenience. Understood, thank you. Ishtola must have finished her study of the Void Gate. Shall we hear what she has to say then? I will go with you. I thought the satrap would be too busy setting up the foundation. My clerks have been the well-oiled cogs of this administration since before Ahwen resumed the office. They understand well what needs to be done, and I am curious to learn what conclusions your Archon has reached concerning the gate's unique construction. Who wouldn't be? As you wish. Allow me to lead the way, Your Excellency. I am a bit chilly tonight, guys. Might have to go and put the kettle on in a minute. Come on. Right, back we go to find Ishtola. But there's conveniently an AC right there, and I want a high crucible. Okay. So we had a bit of drama in the Fran household the other morning. So baby Fran, I haven't got that one yet. That's really annoying. Has currently got a favourite pair of socks. I've got lions on, got hands on. So anyway, she's worn this pair of socks, and I've said no, they need to go in the wash. Well, anyway, obviously that triggered a meltdown, and I was like, okay, I need to. Quick wave. Hello. Right. And a bow back. How nice. Hello. Right. Off I go. So, I was like, okay, fine. Do you know what? You can wear the socks tomorrow. Just put them on the top here. So, sometimes people, you have to pick your battles. You have to pick your battles. Am I right? So, I was like, you can wear the socks tomorrow. Just put them up here. Well, in the morning, I've gone to put these lion socks on. There's only one lion sock, isn't there? And next to where the lion socks were put, it could have fallen off one of two places. On one side was the washing basket, on the other side was the bin. And it was bin day as well, so all the bins had been collected the night before and were out for the bin men to collect. And I was like, oh no, God, please no. And once a 3-year-old gets an idea in their head, you cannot budge it out. So anyway, she was insistent that she would only wear these socks. So she literally had one lion sock on and was refusing any other sock. No other sock was good enough. She had to have the other lion sock. No wonder I need sugar and coffee in my life. So anyway, Mr. Fran had a quick look through the wet washing and a quick look through the rubbish, and I was like, I can't see it on the top. And I was like, no. So I was like, okay, I'm coming down. So I was like, right, let's put the washing out properly so we can have a proper look for it and make sure. And then you start that, I'll go and dig through the bin. So I've got one of my, you know, the masks you wore during COVID. I've got one of them on. I've got plastic gloves on like that. I've got to get a pinny to put on to go through this rubbish. So I've got outside and I'm undoing the top of the bin bag ready to start rummaging through the trash. And I'm like, oh god, this is going to be horrific, it's going to smell, it's just going to be awful. There's people looking at me, walking their dog, there's a dog walker going past me like, what are you doing? Anyway, before I dug my hand in, there was this knock on the window and Mr. Fran triumphantly holds up the lion sock, the other lion sock. It was in the washing. Oh thank god. I've never been so relieved in my life to see a sock as you can't even imagine. So, the moral of the story is, socks are a lot more complicated than you think you're going to be, and always make sure that you keep the socks separate that your child is loving on at that moment in time. I was so glad I didn't have to dig through that rubbish, I can't even tell you. So this is the drama that we have in our house at the moment. The sock drama.
Right, here we all are.
Yep, go for it, Stella.
You discovered something new.
Was it the Casper Slide Part 2? Featuring the Platinum Band. And this time, we're gonna get funky. Sorry. I have no idea.
I took a
Sometimes my
closer
brain is
look
weird.
at that device. I was able to determine how it keeps the void gate sealed, but not how it might instead be employed to expand the opening.
Okay.
For that, I would need to reference the technique developed by Vritra's alchemists. no records of which appear to have survived the intervening years.
Probably for a good reason. Someone else will try and do it otherwise.
We know this, so why have you sent for us? Have you learned aught of value or not?
Patience, my young apprentice.
Patience, good sir. One must introduce the subject before launching into specifics.
Oh my god. Ishtola is actually a Sith Lord. You heard it first. Dun dun dun! It's breaking news, people. It's breaking news. Ishtola gets some of the best one-liners.
From what we understand, travel between worlds is accomplished by passing through the nebulous rift which exists between them.
Well, what she said.
Picture, if you will, the moment you were called to the first.
Throw wide the gates! Yes. Let's have a flashback, do you want? We'll have a flashback in our life.
You touched a focus of some kind to help the Exarch pinpoint your location. His summoning spell then channeled the energies of the Crystal Tower to begin your journey to his world.
And I woke up in a beautiful purple forest.
The magics tore a hole in the wall separating source and shard, and cast you into the intervening nothingness.
That does not sound safe.
In that place, the laws of nature hold no sway.
Wonderful. Sounds perfectly safe. It's like the multiverse. Sort of.
Yet even through this realm of temporal and spatial instability, you were borne safely to your destination in the first.
Well, thank God, by the sounds of it.
The feat that guided you across such an unimaginable distance, both physical and metaphorical, was nothing short of a miracle.
Raha's gonna get all big-headed in a minute.
Then what of the many void scent found in the source? Who guides them here and how?
Intriguing question. I bet it's something to do that black
An
knight
excellent
story.
question.
Well, thank you, Stola. I thought so as well.
Though there are several methods by which the Void's denizens might intrude upon our world, the rituals of summoning are the most typical. For example, let us consider the Gargoyle, a creature of middling power.
Looks pretty on the side of, you know, spooky house.
To call upon such an entity, the prospective summoner must force open a void gate.
I mean, why? Why do people think this is
The
a good
portal
idea
lasts
ever?
but a moment and is relatively small, allowing only an imp or other lesser being to squeeze through with their physical body intact.
That's still enough though, isn't it? Still enough to cause trouble.
Our more powerful gargoyle, however, is too large for that. Creating a gate big enough for him would require vast amounts of energy, far beyond the reserves of any one mortal practitioner.
And for the fact that the gargoyles just wandering around with scythes. That should do. You know, it's a Saturday morning look. Okay. And why do they want to go through there? Oh, look, he's not got
Instead,
a
'tis
scythe.
far more common to bring over only the entity's soul. We had a taste of that ourselves when a certain exarch dragged us to the first.
Looking at no one, Graha too. Okay. So without the body, then surely it can't do anything. And so does it die, wherever it is? In Demon Land?
And just as our bodies remained in our world, the Void Sense physical form is left behind in the 13th.
I bet no one's looking after them as well as we did.
Once at its destination, the summoned soul is granted a temporary shell to inhabit. In the gargoyle's case, a stone effigy has proven a suitable vessel.
Oh well, lovely. Of course.
Wait. You said that Voidsent must be called here deliberately by someone in the source, reeled in, like a fisherman with his catch.
Nice, nice.
Exactly. For a being to navigate the chaos of the rift, with or without form, there must needs be a guiding agent on the other side.
So who would want to summon a void scent? I mean, it just does not strike me as a good plan.
When the hordes poured forth from Alag's Great Gate, it was the technologists who drew them through.
See? Bad plan.
Though to my knowledge, planar fissures are in essence natural passages between our world and the void, which require no such guidance to traverse. Why is only the boundary between the source and the 13th so fragile? So much so that it often tears open of its own accord.
Good question.
I believe solving that mystery is key to understanding travel between the source and its reflections.
Cool. Estonia's got her teeth between the bit on the bit.
How do you intend to get your answers?
Teeth between the bit on the bit? I can't remember the saying.
No. The danger is too great.
What? Well, she wants to go in. Of course she does.
Perhaps. But what some call danger, others think of as adventure.
Oh no, Istola, what are you dragging me into now? Just... Diora, why are you smiling at her?
Listening to my tale. Never mind that the means to expand the gate has been lost to the ages.
Vashon, trust me,
Even
I'll
could
be
you force the portal wide enough, you would be greeted by an army of murderous horrors the very instant you step through.
Oh well, you know, that's Saturday morning high street again. Sorry for the high street, I'm insulting here.
I assure you I was most attentive. And I agree that to go alone would be certain death.
Oh no. Oh no, Istola, what have you got planned now?
But if I were to bring along one who has already braved the 13th and humbled the cloud of darkness, well, I imagine my chances would be much improved.
Oh, why, Diora? Just why? Istola? Of course we're going to say yes. Count me in. So much for taking it easy.
Since when were you one for the quiet life?
She makes a valid point. But still, this is slightly dramatica than I intended.
Once again, I put my life in your ever-reliable hands.
Once again, you dragged me into all kinds of trouble.
That said, as much as I would like to march straight back to the Void Gate, there is the small matter of being unable to open it without the Satrap's personal authority.
Minor, minuscule situation, obviously.
As I've said before, I will grant you and yours any boon you choose to name, provided it does not endanger my people.
And this might, if we, you know, all the void
You
people
have
come
my
up.
word that we will take every precaution. Not a single void scent will be allowed to threaten Radzatan, assuming we manage to expand the portal in the first place.
I'm sure we will.
You have a plan.
Of course she does. And we're going to find her sister. Boom.
Actually, I had hoped you might help us with that. I presume the alchemists you retained supplied you with some explanation of their methodology.
That they did. House Daimir was overseeing the project.
Daimir. Ah, yes. The family associated with the great work.
There you go. They did great work. They were on Trusted Trader, don't you know?
I
Trusted Trader.com.
did not fully comprehend the theory. But their research began with a void scent which had slipped through the fissure. After a thorough examination, they created an arcane simulacrum possessed of similar qualities. A man-made void scent, if you will. It was apparently indispensable in their efforts to enlarge the gate.
Okay. And that's where we
A
start.
man-made voice.
That's what the dude said.
Yes. Being great admirers of the Archons, House Daemir submitted detailed notes to Charlene's official committee. They expected praise and accolades for their simulacrum, and were thus devastated to be informed that their work had been classified as prohibited material.
I bet we might find it in Pandemonium.
If that's true, then those notes might still be stored in a forbidden archive somewhere. Not Google, of course, since that library had yet to be built. Which leaves us with...
the restricted sentence section of Numenon, with Graha's favourite place to sneak around. Oh, Graha. Guess you're going back in there. It's like Harry Potter and Hermione in the
Indeed.
restricted section.
Numenon's restricted stacks may very well hold a copy.
Awesome. You know, we could just go and ask. Please, when we have a look at this
In which
work.
case, I say we head directly to Charlene.
That's fine, because I need to head there anyway. I need to go and see Creel before she has a nervous breakdown, because I did promise I would.
Unless you anticipate needing help to reach the high shelves, I see myself being of little use. Go on ahead. Still need to find Mirad and tell him about the Kalzal Foundation.
Oh, look at Stinian being all Dad Stinian. Uncle Stinian. Uncle Stinian.
Let us be on our way as well.
Oh dear.
Resolved to venture into the void. Do I sit idly by?
Oh, Vashan. We'll be okay. It'll be fine. What's the worst thing? Dr. Pepper, what's the worst that could happen? Right, off we go to Charlene. Charlene, 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 Charlene. Oh, so today is celebrate your midwife's day, or you know, remember your midwife's day. So cheers to all the midwives out there. Thank you for all the deliveries you do, for looking after all our pregnant ladies and our newborn babies. It's great work. It's great work, and one of the hardest, I can imagine, very rewarding things to do. When I was very lucky when I had baby Fran, I had some really spectacular midwives who were incredibly calm and helpful and brilliant. So little shout out to all the midwives out there. Thank you for doing all the things that you do, because sometimes you don't get thanked enough, I don't think. Okay, let's go and find... It says to go this way, but I also need to go to the Baldassian, what do you name it as well? Panic stricken Loperette. Oh, Shrine Exchange. Do I need them? Of the market person? I don't think I do. I'm doing a really good job of running in a circle here. Why don't I just go? There she is. Ishtola. If we're to enter Numenon's restricted archives with a minimum of fuss, then we must secure the permission of the Forum. First, however, we shall need to enlist the cooperation of a member to broach the matter on our behalf. Who do you think might be inclined to assist us? No one springs to mind? What of Skolak Montishan? He did come to Graha's defence during the inquiry, after all. I mean, it might be worth a try. 'Tis settled. Let us head to Phenomenon and see if he's willing to help us once more. We've got to escort her. Okey-dokey. Where have we got to find him? Oh, all the way over there, of course. Okay, let's go, Australia. Be really helpful if I could see where the hell I am. No. Okay, I'm gonna go this way. That way. Had a very constructive day today anyway, guys. How was your days? What did you guys get up to? I know obviously Evil's been not sleeping and playing Dawn Trail. So I did the wardrobe clear out. You know, the summer winter wardrobe changeover, and I've got loads of stuff that no longer feels comfortable or fits right or looks good on me. So it's quite constructive. I also had to go through Baby Fran's wardrobe and get rid of all of her stuff that doesn't fit her anymore. So yeah, it's quite a busy day, but it's quite good when it's done. Right, and I've got some bags of stuff to go to the charity shop. Someone else do this? Have like a bit of a clear out and sort out. I think I need to go around. No, I think I need to go around. I bet I can't get up this way. You're going to struggle a very dodgy way here. So you can be like, oh, take it. Yeah, this way. Good. Yeah, and it always feels good once you do it. It's one of those I always put it off. It's one of those jobs that I really hate. But then when it's done, I'm like, oh, look, it's all neat and tidy and everyone's sorted. Next up is my beauty desk. First thing off the job ahead. So if you got anything to say, discuss the studio. I apprenticed to Master Matoya at the age of 7 and laboured under her tutelage for a full decade. I never had the chance to attend the studio. Neither did Thancred, as I recall. Soon after Master Louisoix took him in off the streets, he was put in the care of another Archon. His was a rigorous and practical education in the arts of espionage and survival. I sometimes wonder what my life might have been had I pursued studies here instead. Well, you probably wouldn't be me. To get the last stand after a day of lectures. Oh, that does sound lovely. Afternoon with friends sipping tea and debating theories. Still, I wouldn't give up my time with Master Matoya for the world. The dank cave I studied in was about as far from the bright airy halls of academia as one could get, but it was a wondrous magical childhood nonetheless. Let's go inside now, shall we? Phenomenal. Do 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 do. Phenomenal. Do 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 do. Here he is, Mon Champagnon. I like the music, very sort of Spanishy guitar. Ah, visitors, and quite esteemed ones at that. What may I do for you? Pray forgive the intrusion, Scholark, but we were hoping you might help us secure permission to enter Numenon's restricted archives. Ooh. No furtive forays into the stacks this time, eh? I applaud this newfound sense of propriety. Yet, in all this wide world of comparative serenity, what so compels you to disturb a vault of forbidden wisdom? Void gates. In a nutshell, void gates. Fascinating. I had no such idea that a technique existed. Well, it probably shouldn't. I wouldn't have been surprised if you had. If my assumption is correct, the research left behind by House Daemir has lain dormant in Charlene's archives for many centuries. And if you unearth this research, what then? Surely you don't intend to cross over into the void. Well, that is, in fact, precisely what we intend. To what end, pray tell? To develop a method of traversing the rift, for one, that I might keep my word to a distant friend. Sentiment aside, I have journeyed to the edge of existence. I have heard, felt, and thought endlessly about the truth of our world and the echo of its future, and yet I want to understand everything, to unravel it down to its very last secret. I mean, we saw that with Athena, it did not end well. What scholar worthy of the name wouldn't force open a void gate or two if a grand revelation was the promised reward? So, I've got a paper bag here and Mr. Pippin's decided to sit in it. Was that fun? Did you find a bag? Silly cat. Ha ha ha! Marvellous. An audacious proposal worthy of Master Matoya herself. I love Master Matoya, she's my favourite. And after hearing the whys and the wherefores, I, for one, do not believe you would use the knowledge for ill. Well, I try not to. I see no reason not to present your request for the forum's consideration. Although, your petition would be better received if you also had the support of a well-placed acquaintance. I'm Master Fortunato, of course. He can hardly ignore an earnest request from his dear children's most treasured comrades. Thank you for that, Pippin. I was hesitant to approach him directly. There is no denying that having Master Fortunato on our side would tip the balance in our favour. Very well. We will pay a visit to the Levier estate and plead our case. Ah, one last thing before you go. I would consider it a personal favour if you might share with me the discoveries you make in the void. My appetite for knowledge is as every bit insatiable as yours, I'd wager. So if you could see your way to indulging an old man's curiosity. Of course, Scholark. We will be sure to pass on any revelations. He's so needy, bless him. Right, let's speak to the House Levier Butler. The Levier estate is where we need to go, so we need to be outside of here. She says, unable to find the door. That's not fine, is it really? Can't even get out the room. No, seriously, where's the door? I was going towards the door. I got distracted. Honestly. No sense of direction, people. Oh, she's still being escorted, is she? I've got to find my way back out of here first. Okay, that way. Did we come up the steps? I think we did. Unfortunately, there's an aetherite right outside which we can use to teleport across to the Levier estate. Levier. Which still makes me think of Leviosa every time. Every time I say it. Yes, Mr. Booker. House Levier Butler. All the heirs. Ah, Mistress Diwara, Mistress Ishtola, how may I be of service? We've come to speak with Master Fortunault. Is he at home by any chance? Yes, the Master is in residence. I shall inform him he has guests. all the loves came between 2022. What? Well, Amelise would invite you inside for tea, but I assume this is not a social visit. You have some matter of import to discuss? Then pray proceed. You have my full attention. We need access to something that could open a void gate, destroy the world, but it's going to be fine because we're going to go into the void. Right. You need to tuck your bum out from under there, because otherwise you're going to be uncomfortable. Well, I suppose I should praise you for following the proper protocols this time around. I'll take that. Scholark Monchagnon expressed much the same sentiment. I assure you will not attempt to circumnavigate the Form's authority again, unless it is absolutely necessary, of course. Of course. You do understand that the restricted archives are restricted for good reason, yes? If no pressing needs exist, then why risk the consequences of employing this forbidden knowledge? For a brother who misses his sister. She was his guardian and his friend, a selfless hero who crossed the rift between worlds to save her homeland from horror and suffering. But the brother has given up on thoughts of reunion. He spends his efforts elsewhere, watching over a people yet healing from the flames of the final days, loyal to his duty while betraying the longing in his heart. That was very dramatic, I loved it. It is no vital mission, perhaps, reuniting these siblings, but it feels a worthy cause to pursue all the same. As one who feared losing his own loved ones and spent years in research to prevent it, surely you can appreciate how painful such a separation must be. Excuse me, everyone. I'm not on the coffee and it's showing. Reflections are still very much a mystery to us. Offering to share your experiences in the first should constitute a fair exchange for our cooperation. You are a silly cat. He's just laying there on my lap like that. Legs akimbo. Head back. You are a funny baby. Do not celebrate just yet. The Forum must still be convinced. I will add your request to the list of today's deliberations and deliver the decision to you at the Baldassian Annex. Cool, we need to go there anyway. Right, off we go to the Baldassian Annex then. And conveniently, that's where Creole is as well. Creole pie. Potato. Oh, what did everyone have for dinner? Obviously this is very important information. I made a tomatoey chorizo pasta thing. It was very delicious. Oh, Pippi, watch your bum because you're going to fall. Hey! Excuse me a minute while I just put the cat on the floor. You know you're not to bite. Go on. Go on, away with you. You're going to bite, you go. That's very naughty behaviour. Okay. Right, let's talk to Stoner here. He doesn't do it very often, but when he does get a bit bitey, it's very uncomfortable. That's why he gets told off. Normally he gets put outside the front door. You've been biting, go outside to calm down. So, what did the Forum decide? To put it bluntly, Master Matoya has burned some bridges here in Charlotte and assaulted the earth for good measure. When it became clear how student was the petitioner in question, well, no few members voiced their discontent. Then the chamber was reminded, in no uncertain terms I might add, of the incredible debt we owe to you and your companions. That served to silence the grumbles and stiffen a few spines, and it was agreed that allowing you entry to the archives was the least that we could do in return. That is wonderful news. Thank you both for speaking on our behalf. Yes, well, as I'm sure you're aware, this permission was not extended lightly. Forbidden knowledge is to be treated with the utmost caution, and there will be repercussions if it is not. I wish you well in your endeavour, and bid you good day. I said good day. I still want one of those robes, they look super cool. Ever the same, that one. Uncompromising eye, but that very stoicism is exactly what Charlene needed to guide it through not one, but two exoduses. That went rather well, I think. As a child, I dreamed up any number of schemes for getting my hands on those forbidden tombs, and now I can simply walk in through the door. Our focus will be finding on House Demir's research knowledge, of course, but the thought of so much knowledge at my disposal has me feeling a little giddy. Okay, right, have a drink of water and calm down. He's waiting to offer me further instruction. You'll be heading directly to the archives from here, I presume? You presume correctly. Then you'll want to speak with the index page when you arrive. It's been instructed to grant you access to the restricted section. Still keep feeling like I'm in Harry Potter. Excellent. Once again, we thank you for all your help. Oh, it was my pleasure, believe me. May you find the knowledge you seek. Shall we? I need to go and speak to Thingy, and I thought I could do that while I was here. Mind you, I assume I can go back and get... let's go in and speak to Crime while we're here as well. While we're here. Who doesn't love more than one quest at a time? She said. No crime. That's confusing. So she was here. She's usually at the main hall. I can't. She's reading. That's the main story. What's this one? In Pursuit of Power. Oh, I can't remember. Okay, we'll have to... I'll have to try and find out where I need to... where do I need to go? Where is the index page? So, I went out for brunch with one of my friends, Evelyn, which was very nice. And while out, I treated myself to some new clothes. Not a lot, one of the things I treated myself to was a pair of joggers. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I've never really bought joggers before. I usually live in like black trousers or jeans or leggings, so joggers was a bit of a new. But I wanted something that I could sort of slob around the house, and then when I'm doing like clearing out the wardrobes and other jobs, I had something sort of slobby to wear. And I've got a few other little bits as well. So, and then I felt so guilty for treating myself to stuff, because normally I spend more money on the baby and all this jazz. And there wasn't a huge amount of money that I spent on myself. When I go and sort of like refurbish baby friends' wardrobe, I'm quite happy to sort of spend £100 or a couple of £100. But I literally spent like 40 quid on myself, and I was like, oh, should have saved that money for the baby. Does anyone else do this? You're like, I don't know, you just feel a bit guilty about spending money on yourself. And I was like, right, you needed these things, you're allowed to treat yourself. But yeah, it's tough sometimes. Good night, Evil. Thank you for joining me. It is always wonderful to have you along. I hope you get some sleep, and whatever you're getting up to tomorrow, you have a good day doing. You doing anything nice? To think, the set of instructions I laughingly imagined may actually exist, but yarns away from where you found me napping. If I had known of Azadal's third exploit sooner, I could have saved myself days of research. Even a children's book might have pointed me in the right direction. To achieve the impossible, one must needs be flexible of mind and look beyond conventional wisdom. A lesson I had already learned, but clearly not taken to heart. Right, let's go find the index page. Archon Ishtola Angus identified. Do you wish to proceed into the restricted archives? Yes. Yes, we do. Follow me, if you would. Watch your step. And please note that the use of naked flames is discouraged. I wasn't planning on having any naked flames anyway, so that's a win-win situation for everybody.
If House Damia's notes are to be found anywhere, it will be here. Let us begin.
So someone on Minecraft, who is very clever, has made a library of all the books that have been banned. So certain books about sort of like overthrowing the government, that kind of thing. And someone's made a Minecraft library where you can go and download a digital copy and read whatever it is that's been banned. So if you ever do want to read a book that's been banned, and somebody quite famous, and I think it might have been Stephen King, said if someone bans a book, go and read it straight away, because you want to know why they're banning you, what they don't want you to read. So if ever you do need to read something, if you go into Minecraft, you can find this digital library of all the banned books of the world, which I think is pretty cool. Using video games for a little bit of anarchy, I'm totally on board with that. I think the Harry Potter books are banned in some places because they're magic, which is evil and demonic. I rolled my eyes out loud then. Okay, here we go. Untitled journal. Oh, this could take forever, couldn't it? Today, in a world not unlike my own, I met the most beautiful void-bone creature. She was so unlike her avarice brethren, eyes blazing not with hunger, but trembling like a candle's flame, threatening to flicker out at any moment. I wonder if she is even a proper word. Such distinctions seem inconsequential, insignificant even. All that matters is the love I feel for this exquisite, transcendent being. Though I am tempted to read more, this does not seem to be the volume I am seeking. Okay. Right, let's see if there's any more here on the ground floor. Do I come out of that ladder? Right, the untitled journals by that ladder. That's the exit. Nothing more on the ground floor. So then we head up. Weighty tomb. Oh, that seems like a good place to start. It's undoubtedly going to be the wrong one. In the year 1564, the 6th astral era, the Amaljar is summoned Ifrit, their patron god. Accounts describe the being as a gigantic lizard-like being with potent command of fire-respected magics. If we consider that the primal summoning is an act fueled by faith and prayer, it is unsurprising, if not expected, that the resulting deity entity should manifest the appearance and powers with which it is attributed by its followers. What then might emerge from the Aether should one who believes in an already omniscience accept the same ritual? Would the scholar himself grace us with his presence, some other embodiment of divine sagacity? Oh my goodness. Could this man-made god be truly all-knowing? And if it were, whence would such knowledge arise? I myself have many questions concerning the nature of the ancient world. With no spell to transport me back to the days of old, could I instead summon a being possessed of encyclopedic wisdom of every age, yet with no means to verify its pronouncements? How could one be certain they were true? Though my mind spins with the possibilities discussed therein, does not seem to be the volume I am seeking. It does not. Right, the weighty tomb is at the top of the stairs. What's this doing? Further. I need to go the other way. There's a leather-bound log I saw. Which is obviously going to be the right one. Because it's the last one. Oh. The following pages deals with detail an advanced method for manipulating rift-spanning apertures as defined by Nunashan, the ninth patriarch of House Demir. This is the one. We present these research notes to the faculty of Charlene Studium as both a token of our friendship and an expression of our boundless admiration. You appear to have located the forbidden volume you seek. Stola will need to make the final confirmation. Cool. Hello, Mr. Pippin. That's not helpful when I'm trying to use the keyboard. It's very dramatic piano music in here, I quite like it. Have you something you'd like to show me? Do you? My apologies, I flipped open but a single book and was completely absorbed by the contents. Yeah, have a book. So funny because I always say to Pippin, settle down, and now baby Fran started going to him, she strokes him, she goes, settle Pippin, settle down, and it's super cute, and you're like, God, I need to be so careful what I say because she's just copying everything. Well done, dear Mara, I think you may have found our prize.
Yes, the ether signature is unmistakable. I've felt the traces of House Damir's resonance many times at the Great Work.
Pippin, that's my microphone.
Time to see what all the fuss was about.
Lots of story tonight. Lots of story tonight, guys.
Among the ranks of the Voidsent, there exist entities with the power to call forth their brethren from beyond.
I can actually read
The
that.
species known as Atomos, however, is uniquely prodigious in this regard.
Wonderful.
From its distended maw, it can expel an endless procession of void-born creatures. A talent which sorely tested the Radiant Host in its battles against these abominations.
Wonderful.
Surmising that the entity itself was acting as a void gate, we endeavored to capture a small specimen and subsequently examine its physiological structure.
Wonderful.
Our findings revealed that the Atomos had absorbed a planar fissure into its own flesh, which it could expand at will into a functioning gate.
Fire at will, fire at will. Expand at will, expand at will. Or at will.
Upon further analysis, we identified an ethereal wave pattern emitted during this process. A pattern we were able to emulate by passing crystal-stored ether through a specially designed prism.
So over here on the left, I don't know if you guys can see this, right? The man with the arms out and the legs out, that is a little nod to one of Leonardo da Vinci's drawings, and I like that. I like that a lot. There we are. That's my little cultural moment for this evening.
We proceeded to embed said prism into an arcane simulacrum, thus completing what we have dubbed our artificial atoms. How could I have been so blind to the possibilities? This species, not to mention its ability to summon Voidsent, has been discussed among academics for years now. Just before the advent of the 7th Umbral Calamity, we received reports of Atomos sightings from every corner of Eorzea. Surely you've at least heard the tales.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
And still, House Daemir went and built a mock Atomos of their very own. I'm not surprised the Archons consigned their work to a restricted archive. It was no easy task, but at last we've unearthed the volume we've been searching for.
It wasn't that difficult. We've done worse this trailer, really.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tempted to stay longer. See what other forbidden titles might be lurking on these shelves.
But that's not what we're here for.
Ah, but that would be abusing the very special privilege we've been granted now, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Better not.
No. Let's go and do what we gotta do. Go. As much as I would like to start crafting the Atomos, I'm afraid this is far outside my field of expertise. Fortunately, we know a Hannish alchemist who would be delighted to involve herself in our House Daemir project. Our business here is concluded for the moment. Please pass on our regards to the forum. Your message will be conveyed. Should you wish to indulge in more forbidden literature, I will be here. Patron mode disabled, security mode engaged. If anyone can help us, Nadana can. I say we return to Thavnair and look for her at the great work. Why is anyone thinking this is a good idea? Honestly. Ilzabard, here we come. Very boy. He's such a lap cat. He's such a good, right, snuggly cat. You get some cats who are a bit aloof on them. Don't want to be anywhere near. I'm talking to you about this kitty, although she's been a bit cuddly recently. trying to remember when Nadala's accent. Oh, goodness. Ishtola tells me you are pursuing a most fascinating study, and that you want me to be a part of it. I love the way sometimes it just comes out. I doubt you will be. I've no doubt you will be interested. This research log should speak for itself. Will it now? By the sisters! This is the mark of House Daimir! I never even knew such a work existed. Few should. It was sequestered in Numenon's restricted archives after all. It was? But that means every word within is forbidden knowledge. A forbidden tomb filled with forbidden knowledge, and you put it right into my unsuspecting hand? I can hardly wait to read it. How totally you You mean I'm not supposed to read this? I'm absolutely going to read it. To think that Daimir were developing such marvelous techniques so long ago. How many innovations have been lost over the centuries, I wonder. Now that you've glanced over the notes, what say you to helping us build a new mock Atomus? I say yes, 1,000 times yes. Work on a Daimir project that had even the redoubtable scholars of Charlene trembling in their sandals? No alchemist of the great work could resist. You are a woman after my own heart. Oh, I suppose I should ask, what do you do with this big mouth? What do you mean to do with this big mouth simulacrum once we've built it? Travel into the void. Of course. So, there's a secret void gate and it's sealed in the ruins at the bottom of the bounty. Today is a day of revelations indeed. If the purpose of our man-made Atomus is to expand this hidden portal, then I will need to see it for myself, I think. Manipulating rift-spanning apertures is not the sort of thing you want to attempt without first taking into account every single factor. Then by all means accompany us to the vault. I plan to lead us back there shortly, once we've finished gathering the components I require. Charlene's markets provided the raw aquamarine and pure water crystals, but I might need help in obtaining a small quantity of astrally infused water. For such a liquid, you need to go no further than the font of Maya. The ascetics of old once favoured the place for their meditations, and the water which pools there now is known to enliven the flow of aether. That sounds perfect. If you would be so kind as to fill a flask at the pool, I will petition Vitra to join us. The idea I have in mind won't amount to much without his authority to command the Void Gate. Shall we be about it then? We'll meet back here at anon. See, I just don't think this is a bad plan. It's a bad plan. It's a bad plan. It's a bit like in Oppenheimer. So if you haven't seen Oppenheimer, you should obviously see it. It's brilliant. It's like in Oppenheimer when they go, do you know what? If we do this, it might actually burn the sky and basically cause the end of the world. But let's do a little test anyway. I mean, really. Right, let's go get some water from this place. Maggie! So it was bank holiday here on Monday, so it means we don't have to work, kids don't have to go to school, etc, etc. Businesses have reduced opening hours, and there's a little sort of old-fashioned train station about an hour away from us, and they were having a Thomas the Tank Engine day. Well, baby Fran's sort of got some Thomas the Tank Engine stuff, and she seems to be quite into it at the moment, so I booked us tickets to go to this Thomas the Tank Engine day, and it was super cute, to be fair. So they'd done the steam trains up with the faces, a couple of trains from Thomas the Tank Engine. If you don't know much about Thomas the Tank Engine, basically It's a old book series that was written by a reverend, and then Ringo Starr of the Beatles fame did a. Hang on a minute, dear Laura, let's not fall off the edge of the cliff. That seems like a bad plan. Where he read the stories and then they had little like models and figures and stuff over the top of it. It was very cool. If you don't know anything about it anyway. So they had loads of like Thomas the Tank related games and stuff, which was very cool. Oh, I bet this is not the way. This is not the way. Sort of the way. Yeah. So if you have any like little railway places near you, then absolutely check them out to see whether they're doing any of these kind of. Why can't I find a way through? If I jump down there, it's really gonna hurt, isn't it? There's got to be a way. There's always a way. Takes me up to this chapel thing. Right, maybe won't let me jump off the edge. That's annoying. Why can't I just get to Pakistan? Right, that takes me up to the shroud bit. But I don't see why I can't. Maybe there's a way down the other side. Right, well, there we go. Down again. Oh, I'm totally cheating. Otherwise I'll just be running around in circles all day. So yeah, it was super cute. And if you have a little railway station near you, see if they do any of these kind of like theme days, because baby Fran really enjoyed it. She got so excited. I mean, she got a bit scared as well. Bless her. Apparently Percy went too fast when he was not going that fast at all. But you know how she is with rides, and then we took a little picnic on Thomas. So you get to have a sort of a longer ride on Thomas the Tank Engine, half an hour to another station and back, and then you can get photos taken with the train and the driver and stuff. Yeah, it was super cute. And she got there and she was like, "Mummy, there's Percy!" And she watched Percy come in. She loved it, and they had a bouncy castle and they had games and stuff like that. So yeah, it was just a nice wholesome family day out, which was really cute. And then we came back to find that our kitchen tap had broken. So then Mr. Fran spent the evening trying to fix the kitchen tap and had to order some parts. So we were out without water for a couple of days, but that's all resolved now. Fortunately, our neighbours are really sweet, and they were like, here, have some water, it's fine. Oh, this is where we rescued La Bubba, isn't it? Okay. Astrally dense pocket. Here we go. Hello, Gomez and UKITV. That is a very complicated long name. I'm gonna go with Gomi. How you doing? Right, where to now? Back to Ishtola. Totally cheating with the authorise, that's what they're for. Nice to have you along. How you doing today? Have you had a good day? Are you in stream today? Love everyone who just basically communicates with little gifs. I'm so bad for this. Gomi Tanuki. But Gomi is good, thank you. But I quite like Gomi Tanuki now. Oh, I shall go with Gomi. How has your day been? We are currently... I got it, good. We're currently at the end of Endwalker. Do you have that flask for me? You are still at work and tonight is Kiddo's concert. I'm so glad you're working hard. Nice. What do you do for work? Yes, this should suffice. Thank you, Diora. Party battle dance. That's always a good option. Just eager to depart for the vault. We've got 6 minutes. How did I like Shadowbringers? I did really like Shadowbringers. I thought the storyline was brilliant, but I think I did prefer the storyline of Endwalker. Endwalker was just like all the feels, all the time. Fossil preparer. Oh, that's cool. Preparator. Fossil preparator. That sounds like an amazing job. I would undoubtedly accidentally pick something up and break it, and then be like, no, there's nothing to see here. I absolutely did not just break this completely rare and never to be replaced thing. That's cool. What are the kiddos? What the kiddos doing tonight at their concert? Are they music or singing or? That sounds fun. We haven't got to that stage yet because my Bubba's just turned 3. So when baby Fran gets to that kind of age, I'm sure that I will have these things in my future. Dino fossils. Oh my god. It's like the dream job. Gamey, it's like the dream job. That's amazing. Music for school band. Nice. Oh, that'll be fun. What do they play? Look who I came across. Estinian seemed in need of diversion, and we in turn may have need of his lance. Yours will be a sophomore in high school. You're not prepared. No, everyone's like, oh yeah, so she'll be starting school next year, and I'm like, absolutely not. It's going to be about 10 years. 10 years before we start thinking about school, surely. So I feel your pain. Right, then. Now that our little party is assembled, let us make our way to the ruins. Will we have need of Matsia's boat again? Not this time. Once Ishtola informed me of our destination, I arranged for a vessel to be made ready at Akyali. A conch alto clarinet. Ooh, fancy! One of my friends at uni used to be a clarinet player, and it is beautiful. She was annoyingly one of those people that was like just so talented and could pick up pretty much anything and just play it. She played piano as well, and bass clarinet, and several other instruments. And yes, infuriating but amazing for them. Right, I'm gonna just relocate the cat who's decided that he's gonna sprawl. Oh, Mr. Pippin, you are getting a bit heavy. Your Excellency is ever the gracious host, shall we? And off we go. Right, that feels like a good place to hold, actually. Where have we got to go? Over there again. And there's a nice atheorite nearby. Okay. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to leave it there for tonight, because I feel like that's a good place. And then we can go into looking at the void with our newfound knowledge next time. This is a low bass clarinet that's 6 foot long. Oh my god, that's enormous. I bet carting that around is a nightmare. Right, let me head back to the house. Tech support, could I have a raid, please? And she's on, nice. So, I don't know if you guys have heard all about this, but it's the Met Gala. It's been the Met Gala. And there's a bit of a hoo-ha about the Met Gala this year. So the hoo-ha is that Jeff Bezos and his new wife, the ones who spent 50 million to basically take over Venice for their wedding, are on the planning committee and have been involved in it. And some people are a bit upset about this, basically because of the way that Bezos treats his staff at Amazon. And so what they've done is they've gone around to the event venue and they've been leaving little bottles of fake urine around, because apparently his Amazon staff are not allowed to take wee breaks. They've been peeing in bottles, which is absolutely disgraceful, really. So yeah, there's been quite a lot of people who've been boycotting it. I've boycotted. I mean, I wasn't invited in the first place, but still. So I only ever watched the Met Gala for the crazy fashion, and this year's theme was fashion is art, and Heidi Klum has outdone herself. If you haven't seen it yet, it is incredible, but I can understand why some people have been like, I don't want to be involved with that. So yeah, I'll leave you to make your own conclusions. It's roughly 120 to 150 centimetres. Oh, that's fine. I know what 6 foot is. You're good. Right. I am going to raid you over to Angie, who, I don't know, she's not playing Final Fantasy. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. It's been a pleasure, as always, to have you along. I will be back on Thursday to continue. We'll go back to the Void Gate to find out if we can indeed increase the size of it and take Ishtola and myself through it. Because what a great idea that is. Ishtola is nuts. And yeah, so that sounds exciting. I will be back at 9 o'clock UK time. I don't know if, obviously, if you guys in the States, you've got different time zones, so I'm not entirely sure what time that is for you guys. But it's 11 o'clock here UK time, if that helps you. So I started 2 hours ago. And hopefully you guys can join me then, and we'll carry on with my story, maybe do some dungeons. And I need to try and find Creel and do this thing in Charlene as well. Charlene. So we'll do that, and there'll be some random singing and more, you know, current affairs and all that kind of thing. So cheers, everybody. Sorry, I've got a cat on my lap, so I'm trying not to completely bend. Thank you so much for your company. It is as ever a pleasure. Let me get you raided over to Ange, who is always fun to watch and has always got lots going on. And hopefully I will see you on Thursday. Good night, my darlings. Right, let me just do this raid thing for you. Please do put the raid message in the... oh, hang on, I've completely gone a bit mad with my raid thing here. Okay. Please do copy the raid message, which is for the glory of the Lunar Flares. Also, hi. Lunar Flares is our free company for those of you who are new this evening. Have a wonderful day tomorrow. Look after yourselves. Do something fun. Wear something crazy in honour of the Met Gala. Do whatever you like. Boycott Amazon. You know, something like that. Good night, guys.